Write the differential equations governing the mechanical system as shown in below figure. Okay, I'm drawing the figure. So M1, M2, here common elements are K1, dashpot B12, here also one more dashpot, which is K2. Wait. So it is B2. Wait. So B2. Then here applying some force F of T. Here we'll have one B1. So here its displacement is x1 and its velocity is v1. Here displacement is x2, velocity is v2. After that, draw the force voltage and force current analogous circuits. Draw the force voltage and force current analogous circuits and verify by writing mesh and nodal equations. This is a problem. In the similar way, in examination point of view, you are going to get the problem. So in the problem, they are asking both force voltage analogous circuits as well as the force current analogous circuits. So first point is write the differential equations. That is the first step is differential equations. We need to write it. Then after that, second step is draw the force voltage and current analogous circuits. Third step is by writing mesh and nodal equations. They are asking three problems. First, we'll write the first problem. So in order to write the differential equations, we'll consider displacement. So why they are given velocities is while explaining force voltage analogy, force current analogy, all the equations will be written in terms of velocities. Here Fm is also written in terms of velocity. Here also it will be written in terms of velocity, in terms of velocities. So that velocities will be required. So but here while doing the problem, we should not consider velocities initially. We'll consider later. First we'll take the displacements. Based on the displacement, we can write the differential equations. How we write the differential equations? By considering free body diagram of masses. So from the given problem, how many masses we have? Two masses, right? Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we have two masses like M1, M2. So if two masses, obviously how many differential equations? Two differential equations we get. Two masses means two differential equations we get. So first, let us consider free body diagram of M1. So if you going to write the free body diagram of M1, so can anyone tell me what are the forces applied on it? Opposing and applied forces. Can anyone tell me?
Apply
K1.
force of T.
So f of t is applied force. Then opposing forces.
Fm1,
Fm1 its initial force. Okay, Fm1. Next
Fk1,
Fk1,
Fb1,
Fb1,
Fb12, sir.
Fb12. Right, good. So other than this, nothing will be there. So f of t is the input force, applied force, opposing due to this dash pot element B1, opposing due to this B12, opposing due to K1, and its internal element, that is Fm1. So these are all the equations. So according to Newton's law, we may write f of t equals to sum of all these forces. F of t equals to sum of all these forces. That is the Newton's law formula. So therefore, f of t equals to Fm1 plus Fk1 plus Fb1 plus Fb12. So these are the forces opposed due to that body. So now we can write the formulas for each and every one. So what is the formula for Fm1? Anyone tell me? Fm1 formula. Anyone? Make it fast.
M into
M1 into
into d square x by dt.
d square x1 by dt square. First we can write in terms of displacement, then after we'll change it. D square x1 by dt square, comma Fk1. What is Fk1?
K1x1.
K1
X1, sir.
x1 only. Check it once.
X1 minus X2.
Right. K1 into x1 minus x2, because this K1 element is connected between the two nodes. So it's for, we are writing the equations regarding node 1, that is M1. Therefore, you need to consider first displacement and second displacement. Therefore, K1 into x1 minus x2. Then what is the FB1?
B into dx
d
into dt.
into dx by dt.
B1 into dx1 by dt. Charan Ricky, what is the FB12?
B12 into
B12 into
d by dt of x1
d
minus
by
x2.
dt of, yeah, right, fine. X1 minus 1 to 0. FB12 equals to B12 d by dt of x1 minus x2. So these are all the four parameters which are opposing on M1. That's why I'm written individually d square x1 by dt square, K1 into x1 minus x2, B1 into dx1 by dt, B12 equals into d by dt of x1 minus x2. So now I'm going to substitute all the things. So if I substitute, f of t is already there present. So therefore m1 into d square x1 by dt square, b1 into dx1 by dt plus k1 into x1 minus x2 plus b12 into d by dt of x1 minus x2, d by dt of x1 minus x2. So this is the equation 1. This is the equation number 1. Right. Next, that is the free body diagram of M1. Now let us consider free body diagram of M2. Can anyone tell me? Soumya, can you tell me the finalized expression of free body diagram M2?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us consider free body diagram of M2. So if I consider M2, what are the forces are applied on it? Is there any force applied?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. So therefore, if you want to write it, you can write f of t and you can mention equals to 0. That is best. Then what are the opposing forces due to M2?
FK2,
Fk2,
FB1, 2,
Fb12,
FB2,
Fb2,
FM2.
Fm2. No, some terms are missing. Check it once. Fm2, okay. Yeah. Fk1 is missed because this
Fk1, sir.
K1 and B12, which is between M1 and M2. So these two elements along come with M1 as well as come with M2. So right now, tell me the equations of each and every one. So immediate fast. Fm2. What is the equation for Fm2? Here displacement is x2. You can take because in the problem itself they are given x2 and v2. x2 is the displacement and v2 is the velocity. Anvita, what is the formula for Fm2?
So m2 d square x2 by dt square.
M2 d square
x2 by dt square
x2 by dt square. Then next
plus k2 x2. Fk2 is equals to k2 x2.
Fk2 equals to
K2 x2.
K2 x2.
Fb2 is equals to
Fb2 equals to
b2 into
b2 into
db2 by dt.
d
dx by dt.
dx2 by dt. Then next
Fk1 is equals to
Fk1 equals to
k1 of x2 minus x1.
K1 of x2 minus x1, right? Next F.
Fb12 is equals to
B12
d by dt of x2 minus x1.
x2 minus x1. Yeah. So if you substitute all the equations, so first we'll write the Newton's law. According to Newton's law, 0 equals to Fm2 plus Fk2 plus Fb2 plus Fk1 plus Fb12. So if you substitute all the equations, 0 equals to m2 d square x2 by dt square plus k2 x2 plus b2 into dx2 by dt plus k1 into x2 minus x1 plus b12 into dy dt of x2 minus x1. So this is the equation number 2. Soumya, can you tell me the equation number 1?
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
M1 d square x1 by dt square plus d1 d x1 dx1 by dt plus k1 into x1 minus x2 plus b12 into d by dt of x1 minus x2.
Fine, thank
Equation
you.
number 2.
Yeah, tell me.
F of 0 is equals to
0 I will write right side. Okay.
m2 d square x2 by dt square plus k2 x2 plus b2 d. Sir.
Tell me, you can tell me, I will write. I'm writing.
Yes, sir. Minus x1 plus k1 into x2 minus x1.
Okay.
So here 1 2 b12.
This one b12.
Second one, third one. Next plus b2 is equals to d2 dx2 by dt
equals to 0. So very primary step is these equations can be converted into the velocities. Remember, these equations can be converted into the velocity because our entire things will be velocity. The force is the input. Velocity is the output of a mechanical translation system. So force is the input, velocity is the output of a mechanical translation system. That's why this displacement will be converted into the velocity. So displacement will be converted into the velocity. How we are going to convert is displacement is x. In order to convert into the velocity, v equals to dx by dt. So x is converted to velocity equals to dx by dt. Suppose if we have d square x by dt, that may be written as d by dt of dx by dt, that is equals to d by dt of v. So that is equals to dv by dt. Now, if it is only x, so we know that dx by dt equals to v. If it is only x, then how to do is dx is equals to v dt. Integrate on both sides. Then integral dx is equals to integral v dt. So differentiation integration cancel. Finally, we'll get x is equals to integral v dt. So from these conclusions, I am going to write, if in your differential equation x is there, that will become, you can write integral v dt. In your differential equation dx by dt is there, you can write velocity. In your differential equation d square x by dt square is present, you can write dv by dt. So these three are the conclusions. If your equation consists of x, you can write integral v dt. If your equation is consists of dx by dt, you can write velocity. If your equation consists of d square x by dt square, you will write dv by dt. So by substituting these parameters in the 1 and 2, the equations will become. So can anyone tell me equation 1 will become what? Equation 1 will be changes, ma? F of t same, that is written as same thing. F of t equals to m1 into, instead of d square x1 by dt square, what can I write? Here I am written d square x by dt, so nothing but dv by dt, right? Next b1 into, then what is the dx1 by dt means? What is the dx1 by dt? Which one?
V1 sir, first.
v1. Don't write v1 because x1 nothing but v1. Next plus, can you tell me the next one? K1 into, what is the k for k1? Here x1 minus x2 is there. Yeah, fine, good. m1 into dv1 by dt plus b1 into v1 plus k1. For that x1 x2, what you write? For x you are going to write integral v dt. So for that I am going to write integral v1 minus v2 into dt. Is it right or not, ma?
Yes, sir.
Plus next equation. Can anyone tell me the next equation? b12 into b1 minus v2. Is it right? This is the equation number 1. Now I will call upon Naushin. Can you tell me the second equation, ma? After
Sir.
substituting these conditions.
Sir.
Tell me.
M2
M2
dv by d2
dv dv2 na dv na?
dv2 sir.
Yeah, dv2 by dt
Plus
plus
k2
k2 integral
v2 sir.
v2 dt
dt plus b2 b2 sir.
b2 or b12?
b2 only b12.
Okay, you are saying b2, right? B2
v sir. v2 sir.
v2, all right. Next
Plus b12 v1 minus v2 sir.
take it once.
v2
x2
minus
minus
v1.
x, yeah, x2 minus means v2 minus v1
And
plus
k1 integral v2 minus v1 sir.
yeah, equals to 0. So this is the second step. So first step is draw the free body diagram for masses, write the differential equations. That is the first step. Second step is you can convert that displacement into velocities by using these expressions. So this is the common one. While you are, for any problem, whether it is force current analogy or force voltage analogy, this is the common. These whatever I'm written, these synopsis, this will be common for all. So by substituting these three formulas or these three equations in the above two equations, the equations will become like. So up to now, we have done only writing the differential equations of free body diagrams, then converting that displacement into velocity with the help of the formulas. Now, next step is force voltage analogous circuit. So if you read the problem, they are asking write the differential equations. It's clear. Now the next one is draw the force voltage and force current analogous circuits. That means circuit. It should be a circuit. So if you complete second one, the third one is you can do easily because you have studied ECA subjects. In that you will get nodal analysis, mesh analysis. You will get it that thing easily. So first we need to draw the circuits for force voltage as well as the force current analogous. So now let us keep saying force voltage analogous circuits. Keep your attention. Force voltage analogous circuits. Yeah. So in order to draw the force voltage analogous circuits, here how many masses are there in the system? How many elements are connected to the mass 1? How many elements are connected between mass 1 and mass 2? How many elements are connected to M2? Those things I want right now. If you know that thing, you will get everything. So here I am going to write for M1, what are the elements are connected? For M2, what are the elements are connected? In between, what are the elements are connected? So for M1, what are the elements are connected? Anyone tell me? For M1 only. By looking the diagram, for M1, what are the elements are connected?
F of t, sir.
Only B1 and F of t. Right? These two connected or not? Tell me.
Connected, sir.
Only M1 I am asking. Now, only M2. What are the elements are connected? Only M2. B2, K2.
K.
Right? Is it right or not? Only
Yes, sir.
M1, what are the elements are connected? M2, what are the elements are connected? Now, in between M1 and M2. In between M1 and M2, what are the elements are connected? K1,
K1, B12.
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 Right. K1, B12. So that means, please be concentrate. So here we have two masses, mass M1, mass M2. So that means in our electrical circuit, we need to form two loops. Suppose if your problem having three masses, you need to form three loops and three mesh equations. If you have four masses, four loops, four mesh equations. So each loop is having one equation. Now, so after identify this, here we are using force voltage analogy. So therefore, F of t will become analogous to V of t. F of t will become analogous to V of t because the force is the input for the mechanical system. In the similar way, the voltage is the input for the electrical system. That's why both inputs will be connected together. Then B1. So how B1 will be analogous to electrical? R1. Right? B1 is nothing but R1. So very first class today morning, here I am written some conclusion. So M is related to the L, B is related to R, K is related to 1 by C. So based on this, I am written B1 is analogous to R1. Okay. So here I am written B1 is analogous to R1. So these two will be our electrical terminology. These two will be mechanical terminology. Similarly, come to here. So for this, here there is no force. So therefore B2. B2 is analogous to which one? R2. K2 is analogous to which one? 1 by C2.
1 by C2.
Yeah, actually K is analogous to 1 by C. So here 2 is there. That's why 1 by C2. K2 is analogous to C2. Right. Now, in between these two, M1, M2. That means these two elements are common element between the two loops. Already I told you. So if any elements are connected between the two masses, those two elements are common element between the two loops. And these two elements are only restricted to this loop. See, that means this M1 is nothing but loop 1. This is M1 is nothing but mechanical system node. This is loop 1 is electrical system. So M2 nothing but loop 2. So these two elements, that is volt V of t and R1, are restricted to only loop 1. Similarly, these two elements are only restricted to loop 2, and these two elements are between loop 1 and loop 2. Between loop 1 and loop 2. So here this K1 is analogous to 1 by C1. B12 is analogous to, what is that? B12 is analogous to R12. B12 is analogous to R12. Now coming to this main nodes M1. So here M1 can be analogous to L1. Here M2 can be analogous to L2. So up to now, any doubt? If it is clear, our answer is over. Any doubts?
Yes.
Yeah, once again I'm explaining. So first, based on the given diagram, how many masses are there? You can write it m1 and m2. So therefore, two loops, loop 1 and loop 2. So what are the elements strictly connected to the m1? Those elements you can write it. Those elements are here. I'm written b1 f of t. Similarly, what are the elements are strictly connected to the m2? What are the elements b2 k2? Then, what are the elements are strictly connected between the two elements, between the two masses, m1, m2 masses, k1, b1, 2. After writing that elements, how these analogous to which one? So, f of t analogous to v of t, b1 analogous to r1, b2 analogous to r2, k2 is analogous to 1 by c2. Like that, you can write all the elements. So, after writing these elements, we need to form the electrical circuits. We need to form the electrical circuits. So, how to form the electrical circuit? We'll see right now. So already I told you strictly restricted to loop 1. So we are going to follow the loop 1. So one thing is these two elements are connected between the two loops. So just I'm going to write. So B2 is analogous to R12. So therefore it is R12. And K1 is analogous to 1 by C1. So K1 equals to C1 simply. So analogous to 1 by C1. So here it's just you can write the C only, no need to write 1 by C. That is analogous value will be changes. While writing the equations, anyhow will take 1 by C everything. So just I'm written, see this is the two elements which is, this is the loop 1, here loop 2 I'm going to form. Now here f of t nothing but v of t, yearly it is restricted to loop 1. So therefore here v of t I'm writing. And along with that we'll have one resistance R1 is there. So R1, and it's strictly related to the L1, which is connected like this. This is the loop is formed. Now coming to the second loop. So for the second loop, what are the elements? B2 and K2. So B2 is nothing but R2, and its M2 is nothing but L2. K2 is nothing but C2. This is the force voltage analogous circuit. With this force voltage analogous circuit is over. It is over. Only this one is we need to draw. That's in the problem itself. They are asking draw the force voltage analogous circuits. So here that means if you look at this diagram, I will move somewhat deeper. If you look at this diagram, these two R1 and L1 are strictly restricted to this loop only. This loop only. Like f of t and b1 is strictly restricted to m1. In what way f of t and b1 are strictly restricted to m1? In the similar way, this v of t and r1 is spent for loop 1 only. Now similarly here, coming to here, so b2 k2, b2 is nothing but r2, k2 is another 1 by c2. These two are nothing but strictly spent for m2, so therefore it is m2. And these two elements k1 b1 2 between the two nodes m1 and m2, that's why these two elements will be between the two loops. So once if you draw this analogous circuit, just you can apply the KVL and find out the loop equations. That is our next target. So up to now, any doubts? If it is clear, I will move forward. Anything else? Anything doubt?
సార్ R2 ప్లేస్ లో L2 రాసుకోవచ్చు అంటే M2 కదా అని.
Yeah, you can see because these two elements are series, right? You can write, suppose some people got doubt, so here you can write L2, here you can write R2 also, no problem.
ఓకే సార్.
You can, because both are in the series. If both are, if suppose R2 and L2 are related to some other loop, you should not write. But both are in series now. You can write L2 first or R2 first. It's not a big deal. You can write anyway. Based on this, we need to write the loop equations. So in order to write the loop equations, you can take this current is I1. Two loops means you should take two currents. I1. So here currents may be taken your wish. So I am taking this direction I2. So I1 and I2 I am taking. So now while applying KVL to the loop 1, I need to form the separate circuit. This is the main circuit. From this main circuit, I need to draw the only separate circuit for the loop 1. So for the loop 1, plus minus V of t. Here it is R1 and one L1 Then one more thing is R2, right? R2 or R12, I think so. R12. Then it is C1. So here the current is flowing I1. Here the current is flowing I2 because second loop is there now, but that is not considered right now. Only you can mention. So just draw the equivalent circuit from this main circuit. So now if I apply the KVL to this equation, can anyone tell me the KVL equation, ma? V of t minus I1 R1 minus L1 di1 by dt minus R12 into I1 minus I2 integral I1 minus I2 equals to 0. So from this I can write V of t equals to I1 R1 plus L1 di1 by dt plus R12 into I1 minus I2 plus 1 by C integral I1 minus I2. This is the equation number 3. Let us take 3. Let's take equation number 3. So up to now, any doubts? Guys, please, any doubts?
Sure.
Yeah, this is the loop 1. Now coming to the loop 2. So for the loop 2 also you need to draw the equivalent circuits. So for the loop 2 means only this, let me highlight that in some other color pen. So the loop 2 consists of these parameters. So we need to draw this as a separate circuit. So if you draw the separate circuits, R2, this is R12 and C1. Here is flowing I1 and here is flowing I2. So here elements are, what are the other elements? R2, L2, C2. So here R2, L2, C2. So for this you can apply the loop 2. So apply KVL to this loop. So if you apply KVL to this loop, so apply KVL to the loop, minus 1 by C1 integral I2 minus I1 dt minus I2 into R2 minus I2 into R12 minus L2 di2 by dt minus 1 by C2 integral I2 dt. 1 by C integral I2 dt. So if you simplify this, all will be minus s equals to 0. If you simplify this, you may get 1 by C1 integral I2 minus I1 dt plus I2 R2 plus R1, sorry, yeah, here this term is mistake, R12 into I2 minus I1, because here in this resistance I2 current is flowing, I1 current is flowing, so therefore I2 minus I1 you can write R12 into I2 minus I1 plus L2 di2 by dt plus 1 by C2 integral I2 dt equals to 0. So this is the equation number 4. Equation number 4. So this is the force voltage analogous circuits or force voltage analogy. Force voltage analogy and analogous circuit. So just you need to draw the main circuits. So from the main circuit you need to take the individual circuits, loop 1 and loop 2, you can apply the loop equations. If you go for the force current analogy, you can apply the nodal equation like KCL. Nodes, node 1, node 2. How we are going to do, we'll see. Once again I'm repeating, here voltage means 2 loops. You can apply the KVL. Force current means we have 2 nodes, node 1 and node 2, we can apply the KCLs. So here I draw what are the strictly spent for M1, what are the elements strictly spent for M2, what are the elements connected between the things. Based on that only I draw. So now let's move to the force current analogous force current analogous circuits. So here in force current analogous circuit also, first we can identify what are the elements strictly spent for M1, what are the elements strictly spent for M2. Same, whatever the things we have discussed, same thing, the diagram will not be changes. So here for M1, the strictly spent for is f of t, and one is B1. Here the strictly spent between in between M1 and M2, one is B12, and one more element is K1. These two are strictly spent, and for M2, strictly spent for B2 and K2. B2 and K2. So same elements, whatever elements I consider here, same elements I am going to take. So here in force voltage analogous circuits, two nodes, two masses means two loops were taken. But here we need to take node 1. Here you can take node 2. See, these are also called as a nodes only. These masses are also called as nodes, and here in the electrical terminals also we can call it as nodes. So if you want confused in the form of node, you can consider branch point 1, or otherwise you can write junction point 1. Better you can take junction point 1 because you people may confused. So here junction point 2. So junction point means meeting two or more branches, like signal, Sagar ring road signal. That means at that junction, at the signal point, 3 or 4 roads will be meet at one point is called a junction point. Here also 2 or 3 elements are connected at one point is called a junction point or node or meeting point, anything. So here you can consider junction point 1, junction point 2. Previously here I am written loop 1 and loop 2, but here I am written junction point 1 and junction point 2. Junction point 1 and junction point 2. So now here force current analogy. So force current analogy means here we'll use the technique which is called as KCL. It's called as KCL. So in order to apply the KCL, it's a currents. So currents means it will be differ. Correct. In KCL, I1, I2, I3, I4, different currents. So when you look at the different currents in electrical terminology, my question is, at what connection you will get the different currents? Whether it is series connection or parallel connection?
Parallel.
Yeah, in parallel connection, the voltage will be same and currents will be different. So here in the KCL also, it relates to the different currents because current 1, current 2, current 3, current 4. So that all should be in a parallel elements. All should be in a parallel elements. And all elements should meeting towards the node or should moving towards the node. All elements should moving towards the node. So here junction point 1 and junction point 2 will consider. So now here before going to draw the final diagram, I am going to see this f of t will be analogous to which one, ma? In force current analogy, f of t will analogous to which one? It's a current I, because in the f of force voltage analogy, f of t will becomes v of t, but here in current analogy, f of t will becomes I of t, and d1 will becomes d1 will become what is one?
1 by R1.
Yeah, 1 by R1. See, while writing analogous elements, you can write 1 by R1. While drawing the circuit, just you can consider R1 only, no problem. So similarly, here M1 is there. One parameter you need to write M1. For M1, what is analogous elements?
C1.
Previously it is L1. Now it is
C1.
C1, right? Now here, coming to here, B2. What is the analogous element of B2? 1 by R2. For K2, 1 by L2. Right? 1 by L2, I think so. And one more thing is M2. For M2, you can write C2.
C2.
So here B12, what is the analogous element of B12?
1 by R1.
Yeah, 1 by R1, 2. For K1?
1 by L1.
1 by L1. So this is the all analogous elements. So after writing all the analogous elements, you can create one junction point. This is taken as 1. One more junction point taken as 2. So already we know that KCL means different currents, all should be parallel elements. All should be parallel elements. So like that we need to draw the elements. So here same fashion. So these two elements are connected between the two nodes in the mechanical system. Same these two electrical elements are connected between these two. So therefore how we are going to write the parallel is, here one element I am going to write resistance, which is connected like this, and inductor also connected like this. This is a L1, this is the one R12. So in the circuit, no need to mention 1 by L1, 1 by R1 like that. Just you can mention only these elements only. So these two elements are connected between the two nodes, node 1 and node 2, and these two will be parallel because in order to get different currents. Previously seriously connected because same current. So now, so these two elements, now f of t is nothing but current I of t. So therefore current source I of t which is connected to the node 1. Then B1 is spent for nothing but 1 by R1. So this is R1. Then M1 is nothing but C1. C1. Right. These two will be connected like that. Next, it is over. Now coming to here. B2 is connected to node 2. So nothing but B2, nothing but R2. Parallel only we are connecting. Then next L2. L2 also connected parallel. Next M2, nothing but C2. So these are all connected at negative side. This is the overall circuit diagram for force current analogous circuit. This is overall diagram for force current analogous circuit. So here we can apply the nodal analysis at the nodes. Node 1, what is the nodal analysis? At node 2, what is the nodal analysis? So we need to, so here from this we need to draw separate circuit for the nodal analysis. Nodal analysis means we can apply the KCL at node 1 as well as the KCL at node 2. So while applying node 1, node 2, we can consider it may be treated as V1, it may be treated as V2, because the current is I equals to V by R. I equals to V by R for resistance. So that V is mandatory. So this at node 1, we can consider the node voltage V1. At node 2, node voltage V2. So now first I will draw the equivalent circuit or sub-circuit by considering node 1. So by considering node 1, I need to draw. So here we'll have node 1. At this node 1, one resistor, one inductor, which is L1, which is R12. Now here one current source, I of t, which is connected here directly, and one more resistance. This is nothing but R1. One more capacitance, C1. So which is connected like this. So here what is the node? Here one more node is there, V2. Nothing but this point is connected to V2 and this point is connected to V2. This is point V1. Now apply KCL at node 1. Apply KCL at node 1. Node V1. So here this I of t is entering. The remaining all currents should be considered leaving. So this is a leaving current, leaving current, leaving current, leaving current. This is only entering. So if the source is there, that is entering. Source is not there, all should be considered the leaving currents. Remember, if any circuit source is there, that source current is entering. All other currents are leaving currents. If source is not there, all other will be considered the leaving currents. So if you are apply KCL, so entering current is I of t equals to leaving current, sum of leaving currents. So first current is resistance. So for the resistance, what is the current? V1 by R1, right? So for the resistance, V1 by R1 plus what is the current flowing through the capacitor? C1 into dV1 by dt. Next, here, what is the current flowing through this resistance? V1 minus V2 by R12 plus what is the current flowing through the inductor? 1 by L integral V1 minus V2 dt. This is the nodal equation at node V1. At node V1. Similarly, we'll go for drawing the another equation. So another diagram. So another diagram is coming to the node 2. So here we'll have node 2. That node 2 will connect this R12, which is between node 1 and node 2. That's why it should be there. So here L1, which is nothing but V1, which is nothing but V1. So here it connected one no resistance, right? Yeah, resistance is there. That is R2. And one more inductance is there. One more capacitance is there. This is C2. So this is the equivalent circuit at node 2. This is equivalent circuit at node 2. This is equivalent circuit at node 1. So for that, can anyone tell me here? There is no input current f of t, so therefore all should be considered as a leaving currents like this. So sum of leaving currents is equals to 0. So if you write the KCL, first we'll have start from V2 minus V1 by R12 plus for the inductor 1 by L1 integral V2 minus V1 dt plus V2 by R2 plus 1 by L2 integral V2 dt plus C2 dV2 by dt equals to 0. So this is equation number 5. This is equation number 6. Equation number 5 and equation number 6. Now, conclusion is we can compare with A is compared with the 5th equation and equation B will compared with the 6th equation. You will get the same phenomena. So A and B are in the mechanical equations and 5 and 6 are the equations which are in force current analogous circuits. Force current analogous circuit. So this is the force current analogous circuit and force voltage analogous circuits and its individual loop equations and mesh equations. So for the force current analogy, you are applying nodal analysis, that is called as node equations. For force voltage analogy, you are applying loop equations, those are called as mesh equations. Those are all called as mesh equations. So the main diagram is this is. So if you write the main diagram and clearly mentioned like f of t is analogous to which one, resist B is analogous to which one, M is analogous to which one, K is analogous to which one. If you know this terminology, you will get everything easily. And what are the components strictly connected to the corresponding nodes? Those will be related to that loop or that node. For force voltage analogy, those strictly elements related to that loop only. For force current analogy, strictly those elements related to that node only. So in order to draw the force current analogy, all elements should be in parallel. All elements should be in parallel. If you go for force voltage analogy, all elements should be series because there itself current will be same, here itself voltage will be same. So this is the conclusions for force current analogous circuits and force voltage